starting.
We're
We're filming. Are everybody's rolling?
All the cameras
And
are
we're
on?
back.
Hello.
Baby.
That's crazy.
Fucking back. My beautiful co-host, putting the shades back on, is back.
Hello, everyone.
He's back. He's back in the building. He came from...
I missed you all
Yeah,
last week.
Yeah, where'd you come from?
I took a family trip. We went to Turkey, which was beautiful. The food was amazing. I ate too much of it. And then we went to Greece, which was amazing because I went to Japan with this guy earlier in the year. And Japan and Greece have been my two dream destinations. So
yeah, dude.
to be able to do those both in the
almost-
same year,
Almost...
I'm very grateful.
Oh, not the same. I was like, almost the same month. No, within...
No, a couple months.
Within a span of months.
Yeah, but same year, which
That's
is
a big year.
Yeah, it feels really nice.
Yeah. And then,
Yeah.
of course, we have our lovely best friend, business partner, fucking genius of a writer. We have Brandon Lehman.
Woo!
He's back in the building. Yeah, the whole gang is back together. It feels great.
It does.
How does it feel to be back in the chair?
Good. I missed last week's episode.
Mm-hmm. And since then, though, we haven't filmed. You haven't filmed an episode in quite a while. We looked. The last episode we filmed was
It's like August.
like August or something.
Damn. Wow.
Yeah.
Who was the guest? You know?
It was Sean.
Oh.
Yeah,
Moving
yeah.
lifestyle.
Yeah, moving lifestyle's back, baby. But how's it feel? Yeah,
Feels good. I'm excited,
Yeah.
and we have some nice things to talk about today.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
excited for
We
those
do.
as well.
yes,
Beautiful
sir.
episode.
Yeah. So of course, we are in the entertainment industry. We are in the entertainment world. All three of us are, and it would just be. I think it would be a great time to talk about the strike that is happening with the writers. I'm gonna take these off for a hot second. Writers and the actor strike,
Yeah.
which is involving what do they call it? Not a company. What do you call it? A union. The union.
Yeah. Writers Union and
The Writers
Actors
Union, which is WGA, and the
SAG.
actors is sag-aftra, which I am actually a part of. So that's a big deal for me because not a lot of auditions are coming. We can't promote a lot of movies. That's why you don't see a lot of the famous actors promoting movies.
Mm-hmm.
But we can we want to talk about both because we have a writer in the building. We have actors in the building. So yeah, we just want to say our piece.
Yeah.
And if you want to give the people a rundown, if they don't know what WGA is or why they're striking, like
Yeah.
give
So
a rundown.
a lot of people it's kind of funny because I've talked to people that like aren't film related, and
Yeah.
a lot of like the outside perspective is like they're asking for too much, or a lot of people don't like really care about it. They think that they're like
Greedy?
what's it go? Yeah, they're greedy. Like Hollywood people get paid so much, and
Right.
the really weird reality is that they don't. They get paid not even the living.
It's just
wage
the
most of
faces.
time.
The faces you see get paid.
This is
Yeah.
the common misconception that I think everyone is starting to realize.
Yeah,
Because
this is-
everyone's like, "Oh, you're a writer? Oh, dude, you're making bank.
Oh, you're
you
living-
wrote The Bear. You're probably rolling in dough."
Yes, that's a great
That's a great
place
example.
to lift off because the Bear writer, I don't know her name, I can look it up, but one of the Bear writers who started the show mentioned that she's hardly seeing any income from it, which is crazy because that show is like, in my opinion, one of Hulu's best.
Yeah.
ever. Like,
Yeah.
I never
Well,
like,
and
felt-
it's gotten Emmys, a lot of Emmys
Oh,
last
yeah,
year.
It's literally incredible, and it has
Yeah.
a huge viewership, yet
Yeah.
how are you not seeing a lot out of it? So that's pretty crazy. But yeah, a lot of people think that they're getting paid so much, but here's the issue. It's like, if you're not one of the biggest actors working right now, like if you're not like a Marvel movie and stuff like that, you're not seeing you're hardly seeing a living wage. If you're an extra, or like a background actor, or even like a person that's like starting out, you're not going to see a living wage for like a very long time. So the
Yeah.
WGA is on strike because they're asking for like fairness and like pay. So it's a really important thing. And what's crazier about it is we've gotten to see a really dark side of like studios. So like studios, like you could say Disney, Universal and stuff. As like a writer, you kind of dream big about like working for a studio. Like when you think that like when you got there, like, oh my gosh, I made it. This is the dream job. You know, like I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
The sad realization is that like those people are getting there, like those positions in these movie studios, and they're getting like treated like shit.
Yeah, they're
Which is, like,
realizing.
banana. They're almost like getting used like most of the time. So to kind of come back to actors for a second, one big thing studios are doing that it's not really talked a lot about is like AI and stuff.
Yeah.
But more importantly, the actors are being scanned.
Wait,
on-
sorry. I have a whole thing I want to talk about that later. Can
let's
we
talk about
pause
it
on
later.
that one?
No
Yeah,
problem,
yeah.
no problem. Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. That's also probably more actors.
Yeah.
The WGA is asking for, I think the number I just looked up was 429 million. It has been, I don't know, 3 months now?
Dude,
Since
longer.
they've been on strike? Has it been more?
It's been
I think the actors have been on since July, and the writers have been on since like May,
yeah,
or
it's
a little bit
been
before that.
The last number I heard, which I think was like 2 weeks ago, was that, so they asked for 429, and studios are so resistant, it's gone up to over 3 billion at this point, or something like that. It's like a crazy
It's costing them more than it would have costed if they had just agreed to the.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a lot more. And it's crazy because even somebody came out and was like, we're gonna keep doing this. We're not gonna like come to the table or anything like that
until they don't
until
have.
they lose their homes.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That was one of the. I mean, we can say it because it was public. It was one of the studio heads from. Was it Warner?
I can't remember.
Was it David Zaslav?
I think so.
Really? I
think-
didn't know it was
I
him.
think
David
so.
Zaslav is also kind of involved in
Yeah.
this mess.
No. I don't think we should keep it a secret because that's why we're on strike. Is I forgot what the union is for the studios. It's like AAP.
Oh,
it's like
yeah. I know what you're
that's. I think that's another thing we should talk. Mention is that's why just because like movies are still out, those movies are like indie movies or independent movies, which is A24. That has nothing to do with the union that they're on strike with because A24 is fair.
right.
Yeah.
Neon and A24
Neon
immediately agreed
to
To
all
the
their
terms.
terms.
so they're still making movies.
Yeah, so it's
Really,
it's
yeah.
really the big studios, which is Disney.
Which doesn't make sense because if two indie companies
Can follow
can
the
meet
rules.
all of these demands, then the megalodon companies of Hollywood.
Well, that's
Yeah.
why I've heard this on another podcast. There's a theory that these big studios don't want to give out their real number of their viewers or how much they're doing.
Oh
Can
yeah,
I talk about that?
yeah.
Yeah, let me. And then,
Okay.
so the theory is that these big companies, Disney, Netflix, Hulu, Warner, Universal, like all these studios don't want to give out their real numbers and accept this because their real numbers are lower than they're
What the-
telling their
right.
stockholders. And their stockholders have a lot of fucking investment in there. So if they're saying that if the reality is they have lower numbers than they're saying, then the stockholders lose a lot of money.
Not
So-
even stockholders, the people who made the movies and shows that are being put on the streaming
Well, that
services
too.
don't know how many people are watching them.
But that we're saying is these big companies don't care about those people. They care
Mm.
about their stockholders that these people put their money into this company. So if the stockholders find out their real number and the big top heads, then they're just gonna take their money out, and then they're gonna have these big studios won't have enough money.
I don't think
anymore.
I don't think the streaming services are having a lack of viewership. I just don't think they're paying based on the viewership.
No, they aren't.
Like,
So
right.
Seth Rogen touched on that. That's what I wanted to say. He talked about like I think it was HBO Max or something like that. But he specifically said that he's made content and he's not even sure like what he's like how successful it was.
Right.
Like
yeah.
how do you make the show and not know?
Yeah.
You know, and it's like it's literally like the studios have found a way to be like, oh, if we don't have to, we will absolutely not do it.
Mhm.
And like literally, it's gotten to the point where you have to fight them because they like
Mhm.
will take every chance they can to do it for themselves, which
Yeah.
is like insane. Like how do you make a show? So box office, right? We know every weekend how well the Flash did, how well the Batman did,
Yeah.
movies like that, and all of a sudden we don't hear shit about like these smaller movies. Like
Mhm.
it's just weird, and every streaming service is doing it, and I think that's like awful.
Yeah.
And they're doing everything they can to make money. Like,
Yeah.
imagine you made a show that was exclusive to HBO Max, and they said that like you're paying for an HBO Max subscription, right?
Yeah.
Actually, a better example. Let's say you love Stranger Things. You
Mhm.
pay for Netflix because you love Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Netflix proceeds to sell Stranger Things to a different company, and all of a sudden it's on Stars or it's on some other streaming service.
Yeah.
They will do that as much as they can to make money, and it's basically like it's gone like way too far. And these could be really good companies. They could be like we could get so much great art, but it's literally the studios are interfering to a point where it's like it's gone way out of proportion.
And I think the problem with the theory that I just said about the numbers being lower than they want it to be, I think the problem is with the technology we have, they have to know the number.
Oh, they do. No,
yeah,
they do.
They just don't want to come out with
yeah,
the numbers.
it's just analytics.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, they do.
So that's what I'm saying. There's different theories that people think that there's reasons why they're not saying the numbers and all this. So
I don't think it's because people aren't watching Netflix, because you can still see how many people are subscribing and how people
Yeah.
pay for Netflix.
yeah,
I think they don't want to pay fairly based on how many people are watching.
Yeah.
So to avoid that, they just don't say how many people are watching, and they don't have to pay a given amount.
Yeah. No, 100%. It's just funny too because then you hear things about Disney Plus. They just was it this year or that they lost 2 million subscribers?
Oh yeah, they lost a shit ton of subscribers.
So it's like, it's just interesting how, like we were saying in the beginning of this conversation, how these indie companies can live up to the contract and everything, and then these big ass companies can't. So
it's like who else said something insane? Bob Iger.
Oh yeah, that it's.
What did he say?
He said that it's ridiculous the amount that they're asking.
Yeah, he was like they're like biting off more than they could chew or something with what they want. And I was like, bro, of course billionaire Bob Iger doesn't like.
Dude, what do you do? I'm sorry, like. I don't care anymore. It's out in the public. Like
yes, Bob, we know that you don't understand. Thank you.
We know you
wrote a book on leadership. Not even kidding. I think he has a master class.
Really?
Yeah. That's weird.
If you're watching that master class, you better get out of that class right now.
Bro.
No, but like my thing is with him is like what like and this is a genuine question. Like what does he do? What instead of saying yes to a project, saying no to a project, oh this looks like what do you contribute to the company? Besides,
are you deserving of the amount that you're getting?
That's what I'm saying. Like what? Like, and it's a genuine question. Like I want to know, like what you actually do for the company.
And it's funny too, because like, bro, all studios have done for the last I don't know how long is like interfere with like the artistic direction of like most movies, right?
Yeah.
All the time we hear about the Snyder Cut situation, and it's literally there's so many movies like that. They were like that. So many filmmakers come out and we're like, oh, studio said no to this, or like studio said no to this. We had the Weinstein issue with the guy that made Parasite because. I think it's called Snowpiercer or something like that. Yeah. I forgot exactly what he wanted, but he wanted something specific with the movie, and he did it. And the cost was Weinstein basically like shoved that movie in the back, and it got like no release. Like Chris Evans is in it. Nobody really knows about this movie, and that's because of the studio. Like it was retaliation, and it's like, bro, you guys are getting paid so much, and you're taking all the money from the people that are making this content that fund the entire company. How do you possibly do that? Like, why? What makes you so deserving? It's literally power.
Yeah.
It's like because they can.
Yeah. And for the audience that don't know, can you explain what the writers are asking for?
They're asking for 429 million. Is that what you're?
Yeah, that and what like the residuals and all that. They're asking.
They're asking for better residuals. They're asking a big part of the strike too, which I think you guys said something came out of it was AI. AI was a huge thing. Is because they were trying to make it to where AI was just not an option for studios. Like it's a hard pass and stuff. But I think studios, I think they still haven't said no to it officially.
Bro, they're
still able
to
do it.
Disney's like trying to count pennies. It's ridiculous. They're like trying to save anything they can. It's like you're not struggling, Disney. You're okay. Yeah, you can spend the money and make a good project and not need a computer to generate. It sounds like at this point,
well, up until the last couple years, but like for most movies that Disney made, I mean, they own Marvel, they own Star Wars. They're competing with themselves. Most of the time,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
How do you possibly like one movie, like, say like Finding Dory, join the $1 billion club, right? How many Disney movies are in the $1 billion club?
I think it's like the top like 15.
Yeah, and what other studios get that shit? No one. Universal, Fast and Furious, please. You know how much money that's made alone, not counting the other movies that you own. By the way, Disney owns Fox. Don't forget that.
Yes.
So just nonstop money income if they wanted it. Bro, Universal, to the point of like pettiness they've had, they literally cut the trees.
I was gonna bring this up.
Yeah. Oh my god!
People that were
all along the street. All along the street.
Explain for the people that don't know what happened.
So people strike on a specific part of Universal. I think it's like when you go farther down, if I'm not mistaken. It's like when you go down that like slope. Anyways, they have been marching there for most of the strike, and Universal, being as petty as they are, it's hot as fuck in California. Like
when it was happening, it was
so like dreadful, and these trees were like providing shade to a degree, and they straight up went and cut them. Yeah, and people came out after and were like, they didn't even get a permit. Like technically, they broke like a city law by doing that, but they just did it out of pettiness. That's fucking crazy. Like insane.
Yeah. How do you feel as a writer about it? I mean, I know you're not part of that union, but I mean, as a writer and as a future writer that wants to be in that union or just want to be a big, like, well-known writer, like, how does that make you feel with these strikes happening? Like, what position do you feel like you're in?
These people are, like, basically, like on strike for like my future, right?
Yeah.
So we're still slowly like writing things, right? So I haven't really gotten there yet, and a lot of these people are in the union aren't even getting the treatment they want. So like basically, it's like they're almost like changing the future for me and like the rest of the young filmmakers that want to do something. So like that's why people have to know about what's like really going on. The studios have made these people look like bad guys, and they're out of their minds because like even Marvel fans are like, yeah, like I don't get why they're doing it. Like they're stopping our Loki season 3 and shit. Like no, bro, this is like a very big thing. You know, like people are not getting what they want. Imagine you paid, I don't know how much it is now, 500 mil. No, not 500 mil. It's like a ridiculous amount of money for film school or some shit, right? You spent your whole life dedicated to that art. And you get there and you're getting like, say you're an actor, you went to acting school, all that shit. You're getting $30. No, I'm sorry. Honestly, it's even worse.
I mean,
you're
you're
getting 2 cents.
You're just living paycheck by paycheck by then.
Yeah, and it's already hard enough to get work. So imagine you get the work and you're still not getting paid what you're supposed to.
Yeah.
Like, dude, all the loopholes. Like, if for people watching, look up. I forgot his name. He's on Disney shows. He talks specifically about how studios use a loophole by, so you know, like Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. They go from the hotel to the ship, and that was not like a plot. That wasn't just meant to be a plot thing to start something new. If you notice, Disney shows do that a lot, and it's because there's something in a contract loophole where if it's technically a new, I'm sorry, the longer the show gets on, I think you get paid more.
Yeah.
Or something like
but
that.
if it's like a new
but if it's
program,
a new show,
They start from scratch.
Exactly. So
wow.
they're doing hella shit like that. And that's what I'm saying. Like, they're literally going to fuck you out as much as they can. Like, they're trying to keep that money. And it's weird because, okay, you're saving all of that money and it's not going towards us. Like, how does that
That's
make
what I mean.
any
They're like
sense?
literally counting pennies to like,
Yeah.
to do what with? To
It's
save,
almost like
to just save
we're
more.
paying the price for their bad decisions as
Yeah.
companies. Like, bro, if you're getting paid that much and you're not even making good decisions, like, what are you up there for?
Yeah. And
Like,
I
that
think
doesn't make any sense.
And I think the problem too is the outside perspective. If you're not in this industry,
Right. That
is you only see the main actors, the big actors,
the
right?
1%.
The 1% of it. Like literally, there's so many actors. Literally more than half of what you see on like TV and movies is actors and writers too. It goes for that too. There's so many actors that are struggling, so many writers that you just don't know. Like they're living paycheck by paycheck. And then who brought it up at one of the strikes that life insurance is now up to $20,000 or some shit where we can't even pay, like actors can't even pay for that shit because we're living paycheck by paycheck. So it's like, this is like,
I mean, just look at, like, imagine getting like 20-cent residuals like some of these people are getting. Right?
that's me.
Yeah, like, and I want you to talk more about that. If you
Yeah.
But imagine getting 20-cent residuals and you produce something huge or something like that. I don't know, bro. It's just really bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah. So that's going on with the writers.
Yeah.
For actors, it's pretty much the same thing what we're asking for.
Yeah.
Increase
in minimum, I think it's 11% in the next 3 years, and then 8% or 4% after that, and then 4% after that.
more residual.
Viewer-based residuals.
Yeah, which is including streaming services because
Right.
Yeah,
like I was giving this up the other day. Aaron Paul talked about this recently. He doesn't see a cent from Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
He doesn't get anything.
I haven't gotten anything from New Girl, and you know how Netflix, like, New Girl was popping off. I haven't gotten anything from New Girl from.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, no, Aaron Paul doesn't see a check.
Yeah,
from
so
Breaking
streaming.
Bad.
That's one of the things.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
That's great. Isn't that insane?
So that's one of the things that the actors are asking for is residuals from streaming service, because we get residuals when it's on cable, but that residual is like $5.
Bro, is cable a thing now?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's the big residual thing that we're asking for, because that's a big example for me. I'm not Aaron Paul, but I was on New Girl for one episode, and New Girl people have been rewatching it. People have been sending me shit like, yo, you're on an episode, haven't seen a penny, haven't seen anything from the streaming service. So that's the huge thing, because everyone's on streaming.
That was another point, like, because you said, like, I'm not even Aaron Paul. If Aaron Paul is
not
getting fucked like that,
then
imagine the actors that aren't Aaron Paul.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's that a residual, and then the other big thing is the AI.
Yeah.
If you don't know, studios are asking
The extras.
if the extras, background dancers. Yeah, I mean, it includes background dancers too. anyone you see in a movie, TV show, in the background, literally just being humans, they are asking for those people to come in for a day to scan their whole body, their whole face, and use that for eternity.
Whenever they want.
Whenever they want, however they want,
Yeah.
whenever they want, and how, like, just for eternity, for whatever use they want. And the actors that come in for that one day to get scanned get $100.
Just the 1 day rate of a
one
background
day rate
actor.
of a background, and they can use their face for any
Their likeness in any way.
Yeah, so that is actually fucking insane. And if you didn't know that, now you know, and now you know why we're fucking pissed, because that's just ridiculous just saying it out loud. So
Sorry, no, you go ahead.
That one is crazy for so many reasons. So many reasons.
That's how some people just get their bread, is just be background.
There's that, and there's also like on sets, on the majority of sets, on the majority of big studio sets, the vibe already between actors and background actors
is already there.
Already kind of like there's like a class system.
Yeah.
Not imposed by the main actors. I mean, some of them may be snobby, but pretty much by the studios, they're like, you can't talk to the actors. You can't go leave them alone.
It has nothing to do with the actors. It has to do with the workers that are on that set.
Right. The actors aren't like, don't talk to me. The actors aren't. I mean, maybe that's happened. Yeah, maybe that's happened. But I mean, like, there's already like almost a classist thing happening between background actors and like the principal actors on a set. For sure. And to do this there are actors that have been doing it for a while and that just need to make money, right? So they'll go on backstage, they'll go on Actors Access, they'll submit for some extra roles. But then there are actors that are just starting. And they want to get experience. And they want experience. And what's the best way to get experience? Go on a set. What's the best way to do that easily? Be an extra. So it's just so discouraging for all these people.
I didn't even put that together. Because that's like for me, I'm a visual learner and all that. Like, if I'm just starting as an actor, any way you want to work, doing the thing is like a class. Right. So if beginning actors can't even be background dancers for a day or 2 days, then we're not going to see any new actors.
Right. Exactly. The studios are going to, like, eventually our generation, like let's say the AI thing goes through, right? Eventually this generation of excellent actors is going to move on. And then we're just going to have like kind of like not half trained, but like amazing actors will show up on a big studio set. And then we'll be like, this is kind of one of my first times being here. Because I wasn't able to be here because I was here for 1 day to take pictures of me and then you guys sent me home. Yeah. I don't know how any of this works.
Yeah. I don't know the terms. I don't know if these actors can't take a class or can't like research or can't do anything and they just can't. They're like, I don't know this terminology. What do you mean by that? So then we're just going to get horrible movies kind of.
And it also, the other thing was like it loses like some of its magic too because like I understand for like a movie like Marvel, like an Avengers movie or like Game of Thrones or something like that, when there's like, you just have like a million extras, right? And the director can't possibly talk to all the extras at once and like tell them what they want.
They have separate.
So they need teams, right? So they need teams like this unit, you do this unit, you do this. And for big budget stuff like that, I understand. But like for example, right? Like I'm writing a thing right now that you guys know about. Yes. And there's one or 2 days where there's going to be like a lot. We need a lot of people. We need a lot of people, right? Yeah. But I still feel like it's a manageable amount of people to where I could go to the groups and be like, this is what I want. I feel like that's important. Yeah. I feel like that's important. And if it's all just computer people behind you. Yeah.
It loses its touch. It loses its...
Sorry. You can...
it loses its magic when you're watching and being on set, because I feel like for me as an actor, if I have background actor like real people, it makes me feel more immersed.
There's an energy.
It makes me feel more immersed in this world, which you get a better performance out of it.
It just starts to feel more like you're just trying to save as much money as possible while making the most amount of money as possible and not really caring about how it happens.
Yeah. And I don't know for the writer's strike, but I know for a fact that the actors have sent in 2 contracts. Yeah. One in the beginning, and they declined to even look at it. Then they sent a second one, which the big studios looked at, and then they declined all of the things. Mm-hmm. So basically, for actors, the studios are not complying either, and it's pretty upsetting. And that's why we just want to talk about it. We wanted to talk about it too because we are working on a few things and we're really excited about. So We just want to stand for the writers. We want to let y'all know we are here for you. We are here with you, and that's why promoting movies is still okay if it's done independently. If
it's a non-union
thing.
Yeah.
That's why it's really difficult for union actors like myself, because I have to do, like, if you're part of the union, you can't do non-union stuff at all. So it's really difficult. That's another thing people need to know is if you're part of the union, you can't do non-union stuff. Unless it's in a certain way. I'm learning.
Unless it's under the table.
No, but I'm learning now with my acting coach that there is a way with, like, the SAG-AFTRA contracts, like a low budget movie.
Yeah.
You know, you can sign a contract if it's under $20K. There's ways to do it as an actor. It's just very difficult right now. So.
And what also sucks right now for SAG actors is just because you're a SAG actor doesn't mean you're also, like, super successful. You don't need to be super successful to be in the union.
Right here.
And so a lot of things were filmed before the strikes happened, and now they're being released right now. And all of these SAG actors that are like us, like they're not much older than us, a little bit older than us, they can't promote it. They can't promote, like, one of the very few very, very big jobs they've gotten. Like Theo, actually, is a good example.
Oh, yes.
Theo, morning show, the season came out, and he can't post anything about it.
Yep. That's why you see, I saw Arya posted it on his story.
Right, because he's not. Yeah,
because he's not in it. But
yeah. This is a cool show,
by the way.
Yeah,
definitely check out their episodes.
Check out their episodes. But Theo can't even repost that of a friend saying congrats on that. Yeah. So yeah, it's very difficult. It's a strange time right now.
Also, one big thing I also want to talk about is if you don't live in California, you don't like. If you live in, like, a smaller town, it's you might not know the scope of, like, the financial situation of living in California.
It's
but
terrible.
it's dog shit for every angle, because let's say you're renting I don't know, like a 2-bed apartment or some shit. You're looking at
$5K.
You're looking at, like,
not
everything.
5K, but
it's like $2,500. But I mean, if you add on other things, you're looking at, like, monthly maybe $4K.
I was just talking to another previous guest, David Slaney. He started working for Disney again as a performer for one of the shows, and we were talking, like, he was just saying, like, yeah, he just needed to get another job because he also teaches. He's a great teacher. He teaches still and all that, but he was just saying, like, the times right now is like you now need to have at least 3 jobs to fucking breathe.
No, for real. And gas here is at least like $6. So put this in perspective. Living in LA, especially if you're living by yourself, not with family and shit, is like an awful thing. Especially because let's say you don't go to LA, you move to Orange County, which is looking at, with traffic, like an hour away. Without traffic, maybe 40, right, or even farther. You move there, and you're an actor. You try to go out there for an audition, so you just spent I don't know, $20, $30 on gas, right, just to go out there for them to say no to you, go back, minutes. Spend more gas. Yeah. And then do that repeatedly until you finally get a gig. And then imagine you do get that gig, and it's hardly even paying back, I don't know, any of these.
Yeah, you're hardly seeing any profit from it, and then you can't even fucking promote it. Right now.
And a lot of the people that, like, aren't understanding or don't want to care about the strike, like, need to, like, rethink, because, like entertainment is, like, a necessity. Like, art isn't a necessity. Yeah. It will die if people stop, if people, like, don't, like, pay attention to it. Like, we got, dude, it's honestly, like, insane that we are this lucky with movies right now, because theaters were on the fucking chopping block for a while. Like, Regal's having big issues. AMC's sitting pretty right now, but, like, Regal's having big issues. And honestly, the AMC thing only, like, what saved them was the stock thing, like GameStop and, like, dumb money. Like literally, that's what saved them. And shit. So it's already, like, going out the door. So for studios to just almost, like, push that towards the edge, like, me growing up as a filmmaker, one of my biggest inspirations was, like, Disney. Like, Disney, I love companies that, like, do better. And Apple was, like, one of those for me, because, like, at least towards the start, like, their whole thing was artistic direction for technology. It's not something that, like, was ever thought of before. Like, Apple aimed to make computers easier and not a thing that only tech people can know about. Like, the personal computer back then was, like, that's not going to fucking happen. Right? No, people aren't going to use that stuff at home. But they changed that for everyone, right? So a company like Disney did that for a lot of things in, like, the last couple of decades, but the last decade has been like, what the fuck is happening here? Like, all the things that Disney like originally promised. Imagination for one, bro. How you gonna have imagination if it's like AI? Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck are you talking about?
Facts.
Like it's crazy.
They've done it already. The Secret Invasion show.
Oh,
The intro was an AI
Oh, yeah.
created intro.
I'm not gonna lie though, that's a pretty cool intro though.
watch it.
Come on, man.
I'm sorry.
Read the room.
No, we just want to talk about this. I keep saying this, but we just want to keep talking about this to shed light on it because I feel like it's getting right now it's not even talked about anymore. Like in the beginning, it's like any social kind of event happening that's what's the word I'm trying to look for? Like that's disgrading someone or any type of political movement.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like
that's
we talk about it for the first 2 months and then
Yeah.
it's gone, but it still needs to happen. Like
Yeah.
you see it with the BLM, you see it with the LGBTQ community, like all that. Like we talk about it for the first month and a half, then it's gone, but it's still happening. So, yeah, we just want for you listening, if you are part of it, you probably already know half of the shit we already said, but if you don't know, please do your research, please support it, and don't think that. I think the thing is the people, the outside
studios, bro.
don't listen to studios. Don't think we're trying to be greedy. Just do your research. Like
That's the biggest. I think that's the biggest reason people aren't paying so much. Not paying so much attention, but concerning themselves over it is because that the biggest misconception is that
we're being greedy.
No. Well, that, but also that like if you work in Hollywood, you must be
Oh, yeah.
making so much
Yeah.
money. I think now people are starting to realize that that's not the case.
Yeah, and the outside people think it doesn't affect them, but it's going to probably affect you in the future if this keeps going, because then you're
What's
not
your
going to
favorite show? Can't watch it anymore.
Yeah, you're not going to get good entertainment because it's not going to be the same amazing writers that it is now because they're on strike. So your entertainment is going to be ass, and then you're going to feel like ass. So.
Oh. By the way, if you're wondering why all the Netflix shows get canceled, like towards the first seasons, remember what I said about them costing more as they go on?
There it is.
That's literally it.
Yeah,
That's
Mindhunter.
Oh, bro.
Oh, God.
No, I have a whole thing about Mindhunter. Actually, though, one last thing I'd like to say about it. VFX artists are next. They are definitely next.
Oh, yes,
and
they just
are
unionized.
They just unionized.
Really?
Yes, they just unionized.
They didn't have a union before?
No,
Wow,
they
so
just
they-
unionized.
They were just like independent contractors.
Bro,
No, they
Marvel-
were. So when you're like, oh, Marvel had shit CGI for Captain Marvel or whatever you just watched,
Yeah.
it wasn't Marvel because Marvel doesn't have VFX people. They reach out to different companies to do the VFX. So it's not like they have their own people, right? The crazy thing is because of that, they have a lot more. It's kind of like we do freelance work, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same
So it's
thing
like
that we do.
independent
We
contractors.
take notes from the client and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But a lot of people have talked so much about how Marvel CG, Disney CG is going downhill. Like it's getting worse, and we're getting better technology. So how the fuck is it getting worse, right? You look at Revenge of the Sith, and then you watch Black Widow, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Or Ant-Man, Quantumania.
Or Ant-Man, Quantumania, yeah, for
Shit
real.
was
And you're
dog
like,
shit.
how are we getting away from better? And it's literally because
20 years
Marvel will
later.
go, hey, we want this in the movie, right? We're actually going to change this entire scene, right? So they have to go, and they only have 2 weeks to do it. So literally what you're seeing is rushed art. Like, they're not given time, they're not getting pay, and a lot of VFX artists keep coming out and saying all the time that they're going to get asked to stay over the weekend. Like, literally some people just don't want, like, they just want to do the normal stuff, but they always are asking the VFX artists to stay because, like,
do
they're on
overtime.
a time crunch. They're on a time crunch. Like, Marvel is setting these off, or not just Marvel, but all these companies are setting unrealistic expectations on, like, the VFX artists. So if you think it's just writers, just artists, no, everyone that's working for studios is getting fucked right now.
Yeah.
And that's the big problem. So if studios think that, like, writers and actors are just going to give up on the strike, they're out of their fucking minds because VFX is next.
Yeah.
Like, literally, it's just going to keep going until people get what they want. So, literally, support your writers, support your artists.
Yeah.
Please.
And know the difference.
Actors.
We said this before, but know the difference between the big studios we're talking about and the independent studios, which is
A24, always good.
A24, Neon.
Always good.
Who else is Neon?
There was one more that I agreed. I can't remember right now.
But just know there's differences between what we're striking for and we're asking for the big companies.
Yeah.
With that being said, I'm shading out all the haters for that shit. But that leaves us to another like segment because we are in the entertainment world. We're working on something big that we'll announce later.
Maybe kind of soon. I don't know.
Maybe kind of soon. We'll see. We'll see if you guys
Right now. All right, guys.
No.
All right, guys. Here's a world premiere.
No, we're very excited to announce this thing we've been working on all year. But I think it's a good segue from what we were talking about and the conversation of self-doubt, which comes with that, because if you're not working and if you're not getting jobs, and then for us, if we're working on something that is bigger than we thought it would be, and the project we're really proud of, how do you go through self-doubt? Because everyone goes through that. I mean, we went through that with this project that we will announce soon. Yeah, like how do you guys feel when you are going through self-doubt? It's a good question for both of you.
Let's talk a little bit more about what self-doubt means. So,
okay.
Like for me, let's say you're a freelancer, right? Videographer, like we do. It's an insanely saturated market. Dude, holy shit. We live in California.
Yeah.
And the hard part is this is going to be the biggest place
it's the Mecca.
Those clients. And like even here, it's rough, bro.
Yeah.
Like getting clients, and even then, you're not even going to get the pay that you want most of the time. Like it's really fascinating. And honestly, I won't say what field this is, but there are fields that look to get younger filmmakers and stuff because they're starting out. And let's say like there's even like if the stuff isn't great, they're doing it to pay less, basically.
Right.
So the minute they start asking for more, out the door, bring on the new one, right? So not only is that going to cause you self-doubt because you're like, dude, am I ever going to get past that threshold? But like I would say basically like what else would self-doubt mean to you guys? Because I know for me, like if you're a person that is an artist in this awful time to be an artist, like it's really discouraging. Like you have every reason, especially if like your family's telling you not to do it and that's not going to happen. Like how do you persist? How do you get past that as an artist?
Yeah.
I think that's like a really tough thing to handle because everything in your life is going to tell you not to do it.
Yeah.
Like especially your finances, bro.
I think for me, self-doubt is, am I enough? That's self-doubt for me.
Like, is your art good enough?
Yeah. Am I enough? Am I working hard enough? Am I doing the right thing? You know, like what you said is a great example is the clients, and they're going to ask for the cheaper ones, and that's what's going to make you think. So I think for me, how I go through it is one of the things for me, I did it the other day and talked about it on my story, is that when I'm feeling like that, I kind of like scroll through my accomplishments from the past, you know, and like actually try to really like hone in on that moment that happened. And I'm like, okay, I get to say I did this that a lot of other people haven't, you know? So I try to really hone in on the past, as in not dwell on the past too, like not like be stuck in the past, but really for me is be proud of myself for what I've accomplished. You know, try to really understand that I've actually I've worked hard to get where I am. So it's like having like blinders on, not looking at other people's accomplishments, because it is for us, it's a very saturated world right now. Everyone's trying to be a videographer, and without a doubt, there's amazing videographers right now. You've probably seen it on your TikTok. They're doing crazy good content. You've seen it on your Instagram story, like doing vlogs or doing like cool, like inspirational cinematic videos, right? And that's when I get that self-doubt. Is like, damn, should I be doing that? Can I do that? Am I capable to do that? But then for me, I have to just put blinders on and just really hone in on like, all right, I know I'm good at this. I just need to continue what I'm doing and not pay attention to others. I think that for me, I'm realizing that's a big thing with social media, is like not comparing myself anymore, you know?
Yeah. Ours are kind of similar. It's like, yeah, is what I'm doing good enough?
Yeah.
Is what I'm doing the right choice? It's like, I feel like a lot of artists do that, where they're like, should I keep doing this? Is this going to be it? And then you think about, okay, well, what else would I do? And you're like, oh, not that, oh, not that, oh, not that, oh, not that. Oh, there's nothing else I want to do.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I have to do this. This is the only thing I want to do.
Yeah.
And for actors too, also extremely saturated. And what this is very actor specific, but like for the casting process, if you've made it inside of the room to do your first audition, you've already gotten past round one. And that's something that if you're an actor, I think you should always remind yourself,
Like that.
because a lot of actors do go to those auditions. They maybe do or don't get a call back, and they don't get the project. And then they're like, man, like I keep auditioning and it's just not working out, and it's just not working out. But it's like you're auditioning.
Yeah.
I don't know if a lot of people know this, but to get your first audition,
They have to look at you.
right, and depending on the size of the project or the studio, these casting directors are getting thousands of pictures of people initially. And to get into the room for your first audition, your picture was chosen by that casting director. So at the very least,
Get in the room.
you've made it in the room.
Yeah.
A lot of actors are sending their headshots, or their agents are sending their headshots in. They're not getting in the room. So that's another thing I've learned is like also just like that, and in general, remember where you are now compared to where you were. Because for most of us, we've moved forward. Even it doesn't matter how small, you've moved forward. So that, the audition thing, and there was one more that I had. Remember? No, not that one. Remember why you started. Remember why you started, and I think that kind of helps you fall back in love with it a little bit if you're feeling burnt out or too self-conscious or like worried about it. Remembering why you started it, and then honestly, sometimes just taking a break from it.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah, just take a break.
Yeah.
Decompress, come back to it.
Yeah, I think it's enjoying what you said about getting into the room. I feel like it's like a quote or some type of movie said it. Just get yourself in the room. I think maybe Kevin, my acting coach, said that. But get yourself in the room. If you get yourself in the room, you've done a good job already.
It's a win.
Like,
it's a win.
In anything, in any business meeting, if we want to pitch a movie and we get in a room with A24 and they don't accept it, we still got in the goddamn room.
Because you've met A24, now A24 knows who you are.
Yeah, exactly.
The next project could be
I think
the one.
like that people don't understand is why I give that example and why it's good you said that is enjoying the little steps, enjoying the little things that you've accomplished. Even literally, it sounds so cheesy, but just fucking waking up. Like, you know what I mean?
Don't go through the process waiting for your end goal, if that makes sense. It's like enjoy doing it. If you don't enjoy doing it and the whole time you're doing it, you're just like, why am I not famous right now?
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
It's the quote I'm living by. I think I said in the beginning of this year, a man that loves walking is going to enjoy the man who enjoys walking.
It's the destination one. I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking
about. I know what you're
about.
talking about. It's the
I don't know English right now. You know me. If the man who enjoys walking will feel more successful than the man who just loves the destination. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. I'm definitely butchering that fucking quote, but it's basically, enjoying the journey, enjoying the process, and that's why I think it's a great. For me, that's how I'm feeling.
And one more thing, arguably the most important thing for me personally, is to surround yourself with people that love and support you.
Like that. Who interrupts our shit. I'm just kidding. No, totally. 100.
Arguably the most important one for me.
It's really hard to get that.
Right.
It's really hard.
So if you have it, count yourself lucky.
Yeah. And I think it's another quote. It's funny enough. I heard this quote from a comedian, Tom Segura, in one of his specials. This is the moment where he was being serious for like the only minute in the comedy special, but he was saying manage expectations.
I do know what you're talking about.
So he said, which is a great thing. Like he also said he loves when people goes for their dreams, but I think managing your expectations is a really great thing. Go for your dream, but knowing that if your dream doesn't succeed, it's okay because you went through that process and you're way happier than you did not doing it. So that's like the reasoning of life. Like if you don't have that, why live? So I think managing expectations is a huge thing, which is why for me, it's hard for me to set like really specific goals because if that shit don't happen, then I get on myself. And that's when the self-doubt for me gets created. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like if I say specifically like like we'll do the Coachella one that I did last year. Like if I specifically said, oh, I want to shoot Coachella, and then it didn't happen, then I would be really on my ass saying like, okay, why didn't I? Am I not a good enough photographer, videographer?
Yeah.
But for me, I said, I just want to shoot a festival. I just want something to happen in that realm. And I'm okay if it's not a specific thing. I'm okay if it's not that.
Yeah.
And it happened. So it's like that also kind of ties in with manifestation as well, but it's more of managing your expectations.
Yeah.
I think one uncommon thing a little bit is like, I think a lot of self-doubt comes from like, if you're lucky enough to be an artist that does make things. I know one big thing that I just talked to somebody about it was the Duffer Brothers. When they did Q&A at Chapman.
Oh, yeah.
One of the things they mentioned was they made like, I think it goes something like this, it's been years, but I think they said they made a movie that was like Shyamalan-esque, right? And it did like really, it was for a senior thesis, so I think people liked it a lot. Shyamalan even got attention of it, and that's kind of what got them in the door, right? So it was really cool, but like after a while, I think they fell out of love with the project, and were like, why? And the truth to both of them was that they weren't making what they really wanted to make. And if you're a person that is making art and you're always making it for like what people will want and stuff like that, you're like sending yourself into self-doubt. And that's straight up like writer's block. That's probably what's causing you like trouble and stuff. You're trying to make like your art something that's not really you. And I think a lot of self-doubt comes from that. Like
You're being the studio to yourself.
You're being the studio to yourself.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
You're aiming for the general audience. Don't ever aim for a good artist. Like, so Big Book, I recommend it to you guys and everyone literally because it's so good, is the Rick Rubin book. He just dropped it and I forgot the name. Something, creativity's in the title.
Creativity's in the title.
But he says so many things in it, like you can plant all the seeds, but they're all going to grow at different lengths and stuff, right? It's stuff like that you should know as like an artist, because especially because if you have like, it's really hard if you live alone as a person that does like filmmaking and stuff like that, because you have a whole financial pressure on you. But like realistically, there should be a lot to you as an artist that it should make you like excited, and it's really hard to get to that point. But literally sometimes it's literally just like taking a break. I'm happy you said that, because I was doing freelance, still kind of am here and there, but I realized like I took a break because of a financial situation to get a 9-to-5, and I am surprised at how much better I felt and how much easier it is for me to like write again. Like literally me taking that break from something I realized I didn't really love, like has brought me back so much. Even like mentally, I'm so much better because of it. And that like I didn't expect. Like
it's very noticeable. We've had this conversation obviously off camera, when we're just hanging out. Your personality and your aura is like very like different and more positive than when it was when you were struggling financially, you know, and we were trying to like push, like you and me were like, yo, we need to get freelance jobs. Like this is the time we were not getting jobs. And when you finally made that switch, like you were saying, that mental switch of managing your expectations, taking a break, it brought you back to life.
You have a second to breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also like there was so much pressure that like, so as a writer, we kind of have like the same job, not the same job as a comedian, but a comedian has to see a lot of life for them to get those jokes, right? Because they have to have those crazy fucked up experiences for them to make something funny out of it. Yeah. As a writer, you're not going to write shit if you're like just kicking it at home all the time, right? Like you need like life. And sometimes that life is like the you can do like, so at my 9-to-5, there's a whole lot of different audiences there, like a whole lot of different kinds of people. Stuff that you don't really see too common. Right. But they always go to that place, and literally I've like kind of like studied some of them, or like kind of seen the way they act and stuff like that. And it's kind of like inspired me to make characters similar to that. You know, like you have to like see life as an artist for you to make art, because that's really like what it's all about. So like I think self-doubt is like, if you're really not able to figure out why you're not inspired and stuff like that, change something. Read the book, because it has like so many different methods. At least you can like read the book, see the methods that he proposes, and that like if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you, because everybody's different. But like you should be trying things that like are changing it. If you know when like your art's not where you want it to be, or like if you're self-doubting, you know the implications of it. You know how much it's costing you. So like you got to try something different, or like
Change your routine.
Change your routine. As a person, I think you also like, it depends on the project. This specific project that we kind of did, I got a lot from the shit I went through. It really put me through it. So like, if you're trying to make a really dark movie and everything in life is going really well, you might have to remove yourself from the so good so you can be in some so bad and understand, like, you're making a movie about a villain. If things are going so great, you're going to Disneyland every day, bro. You're not going to be able to write this villain a little bit. You gotta try something new.
That's like Julian was saying that on the podcast. He was like, when I'm trying to write this part of a book that's this kind of vibe, I listen to this kind of music. I watch these kinds of movies.
He puts himself in that situation.
Yeah, but it's something different. And also, like, one big thing for me, kind of a hot take. I feel like if you're an artist that wants to make art, but your only motivation's money, I don't know if you like really love art that much.
No,
I think if you're doing it, you're not gonna ever find the movie or whatever it is that you want to make, because it's literally, if you just want money, bro, I don't think this is the place for you. You know, I don't think you're gonna like it that much or ever make the thing that you dream of creating, because you never got in touch with like yourself and stuff. So the point is, I think as an artist too, you have to like be good. Like mentally, you should be okay, because it's like a really mentally demanding thing.
I was just gonna say, I think being an artist, you have to be very vulnerable.
Yeah,
and a lot of people think that's just singers because they're singing songs or rapping about things that's very vulnerable to them. But I think as any artist, like, you have to be true to yourself, and that's why it meant, like you said, mentally draining. I think it's because all artists have to be vulnerable, because if you're just going for the money, it's gonna be noticeable and it's not gonna be real. It's not gonna be authentic to the people. So when you're vulnerable, then that's when it's like fucking draining. But you have to be okay with that.
Yeah, because you probably, as an artist, you have one project that you like dream of. I don't know, spoilers or anything. But we could say that I had a project recently that I really wanted to get made, right?
Yeah.
And I think if I hadn't, like, so I was going through it before we did this project, but when we did it, it was like a huge, like, oh my gosh, like, I know exactly what I want in something. Like, it almost like all the questions I had about myself as an artist, I kind of don't have anymore, because I was able to do it. Nice. And I think because of that, it's driven me so much further. And if you're not feeling that yet, then you might not be in the right place as an artist, and that's where you have to get to. Yeah. Because I think if you truly, like, I know it's one thing to want to do it. That's the motivation, right? Yeah. But the thing that's going to drive you, that makes you excited, is going to be in one of the projects and stuff. And that's because you know your voice, right? Great directors. That's what I want to say earlier in the book. Great artists cause division, right? So I really love Jordan Peele. And I mean, who doesn't? But I love Jordan Peele. I love Ari Aster, even though he scares the shit out of me.
For real.
God, he does, bro. Hereditary, scariest movie ever.
So good.
But they're so good because Jordan Peele made Get Out, right? Huge audience behind that one, right? But then he shifts gears to Us. Us is very different than Get Out. Very, very different. And people didn't like that one that much, right? And then he goes on to Nope. Nope takes big risks, especially as a studio movie. Kind of insane that movie exists. Yeah. Not only was it shot in IMAX 70, not only is an IMAX camera in it, there's so many things about the movie that are like, this is like very different. Right?
It's not a Jordan Peele-esque movie that what he perceived to be the first two, which people got upset about.
Some stuff, and Jordan Peele really likes to, especially in the last two movies, say something. He's really trying to say something, and that's what people don't like, right? But switch gears to Ari Aster. You got Hereditary, right? Great horror. You got and drama also. Yeah, game changer, and that appealed to most. However, you get to Midsommar, you're dealing with something a little different. Something, I don't know if you want to say darker because they're pretty on par with each other. But you're dealing with something different. Okay, some people don't like this as much. Now you go to Beau is Afraid, a 3-hour. Feels epic. Like a bad acid trip of a movie, right?
I gotta take my glasses for that,
bro. People stop liking that one, right? But oh man, like a good artist is gonna make it regardless of what people make, and that's the shit that's gonna last. Yeah. So like for real, like if you're like, I don't know if I should do this because it's too risky, bro, probably do it. Like figure out if that's you as an artist. If you're a person that wants to take risks, maybe you're just not. Maybe you're just like, I like a good linear storytelling. Maybe that's your style. That's cool. Yeah. But if you really want to like change shit, if you really want to get rid of that self-doubt, take some more risks than you're like you do.
Worst case, it doesn't work out. and it wouldn't have worked out anyways if you didn't try it.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
And that comes back around to that saying, be happy you went through that journey.
Yeah.
Enjoy that journey. Enjoy the little things making that script, or
Enjoy the
doing-
process.
yeah, enjoy
Yeah.
the process. Enjoy that script or that acting scene that, like enjoy the little things, whatever artist you went through, and if it didn't work out, you enjoy the process.
Yeah. It's like love. Love's not always great.
Love
but it can
sucks.
be very, very cool.
Right
you
now-
gotta go through some tough shit when you're
I don't believe in love right now, but it's all good.
Oh,
It's tough.
understandable.
Understandable.
Now to our next topic, love. Let's get into it.
This is just a whole therapy fucking
Coach
session.
Jilly returning for this episode.
Go ahead and flying, Coach Jilly.
No, I feel like it was great. Like, we were talking about what we want to talk about on this episode, and I think we've never really discussed our takes on these are some of the questions we've asked guests.
Yeah.
And we did have that episode where Emmy asked about our personal stuff, but I think fully going into this conversation, I wanted to have our perspective of a thing that's happening right now and how you live life as an artist, and just be a little more inspirational, kind of motivating in this episode.
It's a dark time for art. So
It's a dark time for art, and I think it's a great time, especially for us too. We are, again, working on something, and we will talk about later. But I think with this conversation, we've had these thoughts, going into this project, and we just want to let y'all know we'll have a bigger episode talking about the project, but
Maybe.
We're thinking about it.
but yeah, we just wanted to have this conversation with you guys, and now we're just gonna fucking kick it.
Now, as usual, we're gonna end the episode on a funny note,
On a
No,
funny,
this is pretty serious.
a lighter note.
I think it's a serious note.
We're gonna tell you what animal we think we could take on in a fight. I know the animal. I just need to look up what its exact name is. So Brandon,
The exact name? Are you
It's like-
prehistoric?
No. It exists currently, but it's like a
Okay.
specific type of this thing. So I
It
need
has to
look
be
up.
like a big animal too.
What?
No, not a big animal. Just the biggest animal.
It needs to be a threatening animal.
It needs to be a threatening animal,
Right.
and the biggest animal you think you can fight.
How threatening is a bulldog? Just asking for
A
Oh.
bulldog
friends.
I think in pit bull.
I was gonna say. I think you're thinking.
Yeah, I was gonna
Oh.
say pit bull.
I mean,
If it's like a really mean.
yeah, stop stereotyping pit bulls, bro. Those are the cutest ones ever.
There are mean ones,
Yeah, but
But
that's
yes, you're
the
right,
that's
you're
the
right.
owner.
but there are
That's
sweethearts.
no,
There are
that's the
sweethearts.
owner. That's the owner's fault for pit bulls. What's the biggest animal I think I can?
Wait, so is that yours? A bulldog?
Wait,
No, I'm
yeah, yeah,
okay,
okay,
he's
dude. Let me hear yours first. Dylan, you go first.
Dude, I think I can take on a shark, bro.
All right.
That's
Dude.
wild.
Dylan's out of here.
I don't know about, bro.
No.
Gotta be honest.
Dude, you don't think I can take a megalodon on?
Bro is like literally like used to the water, but how are you gonna like move
Bro, I'll
as fast
move.
as he is?
Bro, I'm small too.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
I can.
No
sure.
memes. What animal? Come on.
I could
Two-ton
definitely
shark.
take on a Squirtle.
Homie said
Sure.
2-ton shark. I'll kill a 2-ton shark.
Dude, that's easy, bro. Give me a harpoon.
You know the Meg?
Yeah, literally.
Dude, I was trained under Jason Statham for that movie. Dude, just
Crazy
give me a.
because he can't kill a shark either.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, he can.
Jason
Dude,
Guys,
do you
spoilers,
not
spoilers.
seen? You haven't
I
seen
was
Meg?
so excited to see the Meg.
Dude, have you not? Seen, dude, they
Just love
actually
them.
had. They actually found a megalodon.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
my
all
right hook.
No,
on the
no, no.
Megalodon?
Okay. Like you have.
I have
yours?
mine.
I
have
actually
mine.
don't have mine.
I have mine.
Okay.
I think I could take on. Let's put a picture of it right here.
Bruh.
I'm gonna show it. No, hold on.
Bruh.
I'm gonna show it to the camera, but put it right here also.
Okay.
It's called the black-footed cat. This cat has the highest successful kill rate of prey on the planet.
But you can kill a cat. You love cats, bro. You would not touch
no,
that
no,
cat.
no. The scenario isn't what animal do I want to fight.
No,
it's
it-
what could I fight.
That's true.
It
that's
kills 60% of its prey, which is the highest.
But will it
successful
consider you a
killing
prey,
rate.
bro?
But that's not.
Okay, I guess your point.
This is what animal do
I
I
don't
think
think
I could
that's
take
your
on?
answer, bro. You can't
No.
even kill a cat.
Hear me
bro.
out. Hear me out, right? Because let's say I take that cat on.
You're gonna cry for like years after
I
that.
take that cat on. I have killed the thing that kills the most things on the planet.
That. Wait, what? Is
That's
that really
badass.
I'm not kidding. The black-footed cat has
But, like,
the
what is a
highest
kill-
kill rate.
Kill rate of
prey.
what? Like mouses?
Mouses?
But it doesn't matter.
Oh, come on, bro. It's mouses. Highest kill rate of anything. It's just mouses. It's just
KD is KD, bro.
Dude.
I don't know.
highest kill rate of ants, bro.
60% success rate on their hunts.
Hunt of what though?
Let's find out. What does the
The most.
black-footed...
The most.
I think
cat.
mine's just gonna be a big dog. I really
big
don't know
dog?
about beyond that. Yeah.
Like Charlie.
No, fuck, not Charlie, bro. No. Oh my
Up
gosh.
to 14 small animals in a night.
Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy.
14.
Dude, he's like
doesn't
John.
say
He's
the
like John
animal
Wick of
They
cats.
kill rodents.
He's John Wick of cats.
No.
All the cats.
By a bite in the neck or the head. They consume them completely. Like a snake.
How'd you figure out this is the cat though?
Instagram.
That's crazy.
Fair enough.
Popped up
That's
one
crazy.
time. All right.
Damn. Okay.
What's yours?
Okay. No.
What's yours? Big dog?
Probably a big dog.
Dude, a big dog
I
took
know.
a hunk out of my uncle's thigh one time.
Dude, they're fucking. They get that bite in, you're fucked. They're not letting go.
Dude,
bro.
mine's similar to a dog. I think I can take on a coyote.
I think so too. They're scared of us.
Yeah. I think I can
No,
just.
not in a pack though. Could you
That's
take
true,
on
not in a
Could you
pack.
take on a pack of 3?
No.
I think so.
Even 2, maybe even 2.
What's that movie? The Gray?
Never saw that.
Liam Neeson?
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about? Is that what it's called? Yeah. That's what Liam Neeson does.
But I
that.
think I can take on like a non-scared, because if it's scared, it's just gonna run off. Like if we were in a cage, I think I can take it. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I just rip it. I'll do King Kong with.
Dude, PETA's going to flag this episode.
Oh my gosh, bro. It's already over. Demonetized.
No, I think with a coyote, I think if I can get myself in a position like King Kong did with the dinosaur and rip the jaw open, I think it's
Dude,
wraps.
that is gruesome.
Dude, I
don't
think it's wraps.
I don't think you have the stomach to grab a thing by its jaw.
No, but it's like that question.
Sure,
it's like a
sure.
question. Can you kill a man if he's intruding in your space?
Totally a different
How,
scenario. Totally
dude?
different
The
scenario.
coyote is like growling at
Totally.
me, and like it's like a UFC.
No. I'm
It's
not
like
saying
a
you
UFC
couldn't
fight.
take it. I'm not saying you couldn't take it.
oh.
I'm saying I don't know that you have the stomach to grab
No,
it by
that's
its
what I'm
jaws
saying.
and
No,
rip
that's
it
what
in
I'm
half.
saying. I do have the stomach if it's literally threatening me,
What if it's a
growling
fight
at.
to the death is what he's saying.
That's what I'm saying. Like
It's
it's like a
either-
UFC
it's either
fight.
them or him.
It's
I
like
think
a
you
UFC
could like maybe
fight.
beat it up, right, and win the fight. I think it's really aggressive if
Nah.
you grabbed it by its jaws.
No,
and
but
ripped-
if it's the fact, it's like a UFC. It's like UFC fighters. It's like UFC fighters.
Made
It's
me
like
cringe.
when you know the guy in front of you wants to murder you as well and win this fucking championship, and I want to do the same. So it's like if I know the coyote wants to kill me, I'll have the stomach to rip its jaw open. I have nubs.
You're allowed to say that.
That's
You'd have
fine.
nubs.
If at least if I did it, I'm good. I'm alive. Dude, you kidding me? These are the strongest arms on a muscle.
He goes to the gym. It's true.
I go to the gym, man.
He doesn't
I think I
know.
could take on a coyote.
Dylan this.
I think that's the craziest
Oh,
animal.
what about a swarm of locusts? You guys kill a swarm of locusts?
Fuck.
Yeah,
No bugs,
talking
bro.
about
I don't want
locusts,
bugs.
you think the locusts have like Jurassic World, like those locusts, those big ass locust bugs?
Is that from the new one?
Is it? Oh, it is from the new one.
I haven't seen it.
What's that?
It's not a spoiler.
There's
It's,
locusts.
it's in the goddamn
It's by a
fucking.
studio anyway. Don't watch that.
Yeah, it's by. Oh, you're spitting. It's by a studio, so bleep all that. Don't support it.
So, big dog, coyote,
Coyote.
Hold on.
the black-footed
I
cat.
already paused.
Is it like hissing?
Does that help?
So should we just...
We're wrapping it up.
Yeah.
Sorry for the
Some
buzz.
technical difficulties.
Technical-
Right on time.
Right on
Because we're-
time. If
we're
it's
done.
hissing, apologies, but yeah, those are answers.
Yeah, big dog, coyote, the black-footed cat.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
I can take on a bear too. Anyway, that's all the time we have.
Stop.
Excellent.
Oh, he can take on a bear.
I can take on a bear. Grizzly for sure.
Yeah, I
Am
mean,
hook, bro.
dude,
Done.
some UFC fighter or some fighter fights a bear, bro.
Dude, me versus cocaine bear. Holy shit, easy.
Excellent.
Give me 10 seconds.
That is our episode. It feels great to be back with the boys. Yeah, we haven't had a lot of episodes because we're working on something.
We're a little busy. We're a little occupied.
But we're occupied. We're very excited to announce it. You'll definitely know what is happening behind the scenes very, very soon. But yeah, I'm just happy the boys are back. I'm happy he's back in town. Happy we have Brandon in the seat. and we had this conversation. But thank you, boys.
Thank you guys. Support actors, support writers, support art.
Exactly.
We love you. You love us.
Hey, in the
like, subscribe,
Yeah.
comment. If you went to a strike or something, let us know how it went.
Yeah, and then in the comments also let us know what animal you think you can fight. And
Yeah.
Exactly. And then I'll fight you. And then
Sure.
We'll set up a
Yeah.
1v1.
Yeah, so then we'll see you on the next episode. Not sure what's going to happen. Just stay tuned for the ride. Just do the damn thing.